Good afternoon to you. It is Monday, May 8th. You're watching NewsNation Now. I'm Nichole Berlie. Let's give you a live look right now at Yuma, Arizona. Right now, thousands of migrants trying to cross the border, and those numbers only expected to grow exponentially. In the last 72 hours alone, over 26,000 migrants were apprehended at the border by law enforcement, and nearly 7,500 migrants got away. So for some perspective here, that's about 8,700 apprehensions a day, which is up 40% from the daily average just in March. And with just 3 days left until pandemic border restrictions are lifted, the nation is now bracing for a potentially unprecedented surge. And NewsNation has been extensively covering the situation at our border. Our correspondents are on standby with what you need to know as Title 42 comes to an end. So let's start with correspondent Allie Bradley, who was live in Brownsville, Texas. So Allie, what are you seeing out there right now?
Yeah, so Nichole, we're talking about those unprecedented numbers, right? We've seen 26,000 people apprehended in just 3 days, but there are currently 25,000 people in CBP custody right now. And my agent sources are telling me these are numbers that they've never seen before. And while we're dealing with these unprecedented numbers, communities along the southern border are bracing for even more. But communities like this one here in Brownsville are also reeling from a tragedy, Nichole. So we're standing right now in front of the Ozanam Center, which helps a lot of the migrants here that are released after being processed by Border Patrol. Now, on the other side, when you look over my other shoulder, you can still see barricades because this is the area where police say a driver plowed through a group of migrants that were sitting right there at that bus stop, killing 8 of them, hurting 10 people. And so this community right now is dealing with that, of course, and of course, those numbers. But here's what we know about the driver. Police just updating us this afternoon. They're saying 34-year-old George Alvarez of Brownsville is the man who was driving there. They're saying that he ran a red light and lost control of the vehicle and actually flipped on its side. We still don't have the toxicology results. We are still waiting on a cause here. Now, Alvarez does, though, have an extensive rap sheet. His rap sheet includes assaulting his own family members at least 4 times, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, and now he's also facing an additional 10 counts of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and 8 counts of manslaughter. Police saying his bail is set at $3.6 million. And because of that tragedy, of course, a vigil was held this morning at the Ozanam Center. There was about 100 people in attendance. You could see men there posing with the Venezuelan flag. Director saying that the majority of people that they've seen crossing and coming into Brownsville are from Venezuela. Now, these tragic events that unfolded have migrants in the community on edge. Some are telling me that they're scared to sleep on the streets right now and that they don't have any response from their sponsors. They don't have money for bus tickets. Nobody's helping them. Catholic Charities in the Rio Grande Valley, which is the largest NGO along the southern border, says it is working to open more shelters and more bed space in the valley.
Well, there wasn't a crisis until now, right? I think that Title 42 is causing a crisis because it's sending the wrong message, letting people think that the border is open and everybody can come.
Yeah, a lot of mixed messaging there. Migrants that we talked to, Nichole, also believe that the border is open right now. And once Title 42 lifts, they say they are fully welcome. It is an open border at that point. Now, Sister Norma did say that they are going to be going over to Matamoros tomorrow to meet with local leaders, local lawmakers, and faith-based leaders as well to try to help with some of the situation over there. As we know, hundreds of migrants are camping on that side of the border awaiting entry into the U.S. once Title 42 ends as well, Nichole.
All right, Allie Bradley live for us in Brownsville. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.